Welcome to Georgia Court News. We've got a good program for you today. What we're going to be talking about is, will Jeff Bezos from Amazon choose Atlanta for its second headquarters? Well, this is what I've gathered about Jeff Bezos. I find Jeff Bezos to be a man of character. I find Jeff Bezos to be a man of integrity. I find Jeff Bezos of Amazon to be a man who treats his employees fairly and pays them a fair wage for whatever task it is that they do for him. And I find that Jeff Bezos is not going to be forced into paying excessive wages just because he's now worth over $1 trillion. I heard him on television just the other day when he said that his company was not going to be judged by who gives the best free massage. I really like that in Jeff Bezos. But nevertheless, everybody is putting on the dog, as they say, to try to get Amazon to choose their state as the next second headquarters of Amazon. Things that Mr. Bezos needs to know about the state of Georgia. Well, first of all, to have a functioning state, you've got to have a functioning judicial system. Georgia's judicial system is broken. I have been demonstrating that to Mr. Bezos. Mr. Bezos is easy to contact. You just simply contact him by sending an email to jeff@amazon.com. It's just that simple. And I am demonstrating through Georgia Court News what Mr. Bezos needs to know about Georgia. Article in the newspaper today. Mayor Keisha Bottoms is willing to gamble $1.7 billion that Amazon will choose Atlanta. Well, you know Atlanta's history with that state money. There's not a public official hardly that comes through Atlanta that don't have their fingers in the till. Look at former Mayor Chasm Reed. He's being investigated by the feds right now. He's giving away excessive bonuses. That state money, he just thinks he can give it away, give it away, give it away. And they all do it. Now, perhaps I shouldn't incorporate all of them, but it might be easier to name one that don't. Nevertheless, that's not the subject of this program. The subject of this program is, should Mr. Bezos from Amazon come to the state of Georgia with the second headquarters? Now, first of all, Mr. Bezos needs to know how the state of Georgia treats business. And the state of Georgia does not treat business favorably. Now, they will put on the dog and try to get you here so they can get that tax money, but they treat business in a horrendous fashion. Example number one, the Glock firearm scandal. I am going to put up all the links to the information that Mr. Bezos needs, and we the people can review about how Mr. Genazzo was treated, by the state of Georgia. Specifically speaking, the Cobb County judicial system. Judge Sheila Tain Kell and his prosecutors. I'm going to sum it up for you. Gaston Glock felt that he had enough power with his gazillions of dollars that he could just purchase people's wives right out from under them. Gaston Glock was making a move for Paul Genazzo's wife. She quit, he quit, and Gaston Glock said he was going to ruin Paul Genazzo. Paul Genazzo is a former prosecutor. He's an attorney. He was a general counsel for Glock. If Jeff Bezos wants a judicial system that he can purchase and use as his henchmen, well, he needs to come to Georgia, because you can certainly purchase the Cobb County judicial system and use them as your henchmen. And all you got to do to confirm that is review the Paul Genazzo case, the James Harper case. Just read the James Harper case, and there's two more fellas that was prosecuted with James Harper. All of them worked for Glock. Got them all right here. James Harper case. Attorneys say Glock lied to get him arrested. The theft charges dropped against Glock investigators. Cobb DA says case against Glock is beyond repair. I mean, it's just years of scandal on these major corporations. And Jeff Bezos don't want his company tarnished with any such scandals. He don't want his employees to be scandalized by this broken judicial system. Let me tell you the next case. First of all, let me back up to Paul Genazzo. What it amounts to is they fabricated evidence to prosecute Paul Genazzo. They charged him with racketeering. They used a pistol that he had and called it theft, when since Glock Corporation is a firearms manufacturer, when Paul Genazzo would use this old LaFrance pistol in his sales presentations and so forth, every firearm at Glock has to be signed out with an ATF, Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms Department. This pistol was signed out to Paul Genazzo. It wasn't stolen. They had it signed out to him. They knew exactly where it was at. He wasn't refusing to bring it back. In fact, he called several times and offered it back. Said, when do I need to bring this back? Can I bring it back today? But they used that as an initial crime to bring a racketeering charge against Paul Genazzo, but that was 7 years before they brought the indictment. The statute of limitations is 5 years. Now, anybody can subtract 5 from 7 and determine that the case is 2 years outside of the statute of limitations. They prosecuted Paul Genazzo anyway. They convicted him. They sent the man to prison. And it took him 4 years to get the Supreme Court of Georgia to overturn his case over the statute of limitations. Now tell me, we the people, tell me, Jeff Bezos, why in the world would it take the court system to determine, why would it take them 4 years to determine that this case is 2 years outside the statute of limitations? Is that not a broken system? This man stayed in prison with his life in danger in that prison for 4 years, and he spent over $1 million to get this determination that his conviction was 2 years outside the statute of limitations. Now, Mr. Bezos and we the people, why would it take $1 million to determine that? I can take a number 2 pencil, this piece of paper right now, and put 7 minus 5 equals 2. Done just that quick. Why did he have to go through that? Because the state of Georgia is broken, the judicial system is broken, it's corrupt, it's a band of pirates, and Jeff Bezos, you do not want to bring your company here to the state of Georgia. Next case, the Waffle House scandal. Joe Rogers used to live next door to him in Norcross, Georgia, went to high school with his daughter. The prosecutors, the assistant district attorney, John Butters, and his partner, David Cohen, at the law firm where they work across the street from the Cobb County Courthouse, they sent this man an extortion letter. First they sent his housekeeper into his home with a clandestine movie camera, which she concealed, and then she performed a sex act on the man, and then takes the tape back to these lawyers, and they sent an extortion letter to him trying to extort $12 million. Or we're going to show this to the public. We're going to ruin your marriage. We're going to ruin your life, and you're going to lose your career. That's what the assistant district attorney from the Cobb County District Attorney's Office did to Joe Rogers, the CEO of Waffle House. Now then, there's the Lewis Allen Carlton case. You can review the Lewis Allen Carlton case when you go to the Georgia Court News drop-down menu, there's two drop-down menus that say cases. Go to the Susan Treadaway case investigation, and it tells where she manufactured evidence against Lewis Allen Carlton. Not only did she manufacture evidence against him, so did Judge Sheila Tain Kell. We've got them caught with their breeches down around their ankles. There's no way they can get around it. They're caught red-handed. It's part of the public record. It's in the transcript. We caught them red-handed. Lewis Allen Carlton sent that information to me here at Georgia Court News, and I published it online. Subsequently, Lewis Allen Carlton goes to trial last month. Let me tell you what Lewis Allen Carlton was charged with. He was charged with attempted stalking. Attempted stalking. Ever heard of that charge? Attempted stalking. He sent a postcard to the foster parents who are in charge of his children now because Mr. Carlton is in prison. They gave that man 30 years for attempted stalking. Now, did they give him 30 years for attempted stalking, or did they give him 30 years for revealing that they had manufactured evidence against him? I don't know. Review the case on Georgia Court News and make your own determination. We're going to do more on this case. There's a lot more to investigate on this case, and we're just at the initial stages right now. Okay, that's Lewis Allen Carlton. These are all cases you need to review on Georgia Court News. We got all the evidence on there for you to review. None of it is conjecture. None of it is hypotheses. None of it is my opinion. I present the facts here on Georgia Court News. Next case is the Richard Thomas Bradford case, Cobb County, Georgia. Richard Thomas Bradford owned a swimming pool construction company. He was bringing in about $3 million every year. And all of a sudden, he gets indicted from Cobb County for racketeering. Said he converted money from 3 contracts. Those 3 contracts were contingent contracts. The customer never met the contingency. Therefore, those 3 contracts were never enforceable or valid contracts. They brought the prosecution against Mr. Bradford 10 years after the fact. Pardon me. The customers, Nicole Temples and Wesley Temples, and what's that other fella's name? Can't think of his name right now. But the second customer, Kenneth Breeden, they canceled their contracts only after paying the deposit. You read the record in that case, and Judge Sheila Tain Kell found Mr. Bradford of receiving continuous payments from Kenneth Breeden, continuous payments from Nicole Temples and Wesley Temples, making promises to complete the swimming pool and never completing the swimming pool. But yet I've got the documents, I've got the testimony. They actually testified at trial that they fired Richard Bradford. They fired Richard Bradford before they even met the contingency to make the contract enforceable. They never gave Mr. Bradford one single payment for construction. No construction was ever done because there was never even got to a point where we could get a building permit. The state of Georgia is a band of pirates. The judicial system is broken, Mr. Bezos. I implore you to review the information that I continuously send you via email. Review this information. I cannot imagine any man of your character and integrity who would want to bring your second headquarters to the state of Georgia. I know you care for your employees. Your employees will be pirated by these judicial systems. They will hijack them. They will extort money from them. They will lock them up on trumped up charges and say, you got to pay this or so you can go back to work at Amazon. And we'll give you all this probation. They'll do this to all your employees. You'll have 50,000 employees here in the state of Georgia, and 10,000 of them will be on probation out in Cobb County. Now, Paul Genazzo and Joe Rogers, he's suing Cobb County. Joe Rogers is suing Cobb County for racketeering. Mr. Harper, he's suing Cobb County for racketeering over them falsely arresting him. He got his conviction overturned as well, got the indictment dismissed. Paul Genazzo, he's suing Cobb County for racketeering. Richard Bradford, which is me, I'm not suing Cobb County for racketeering. I'm handling things a little bit different. When I see a business deal like Jeff Bezos and Amazon, and I recognize what's about to happen to Jeff Bezos and his company Amazon, well, I stick my mug right out there in the middle of it. Right in the middle of it. And I get in touch with Jeff Bezos and I let him know everything about this state of Georgia that I know. And I do research on it, and I send all the links to Jeff Bezos to help him make an intelligent decision as to whether or not he would want to venture out here to the state of Georgia and put his 50,000 employees in peril with this band of pirates. Now, there's other companies that the state of Georgia's got business deals pending on. There's the Norfolk Southern Railroad that they're just salivating, trying to get them over here, their juicy wallet, so they can start extorting money from that company too. And I'll be getting in touch with them. State of Georgia, I'm slapping you right in your corrupt mouth every chance I get. I'm sticking my mug right in between you, the state of Georgia, you, Cobb County, you, Judge Cale, you, the Cobb County District Attorney's Office, and I am educating every person that wants to do a business deal here in the state of Georgia. I'm not wasting my time suing you for racketeering, where you've got this broken judicial system and you're going to twist it the way you want it to be twisted anyway. I got more sense than to play that game. We're going to play my game here. And my game is the truth game. I present the facts from the public record. Mr. Bezos, I hope you find this information enlightening. And that's the end of this program.